I'm just not going to try. That sounds like toddlers. When toddlers like, nah, I'm going to lose anyway. He's gonna get out there and do it.
Get on that tree.
Climb that tree. I'm only 3, Mom. I feel like you're going to make a reel of just cutting off before and after, and I'm just going to say, women should just be telling the weather on the news. So listen to this, everyone. Big announcement. Huge.
Huge giveaway.
Huge giveaway. It's going to be the best giveaway ever. I look like those kids just begging for attention. You're just going around all
just moping around.
The emo kids. Got their
going for the goth.
The goth look. Welcome back. It's been a year. We're in 2026. Okay, we rolling? Jamie?
We're rolling.
Oh man, we already started. Okay. Oh man. 2026. How are you feeling it so far?
I mean, I think it's going fine for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
I mean, it just started. Does it feel like it's been slow?
Yeah, you know your goals, like you kind of delay a little bit.
Listen, so everybody, everyone's obviously right now thinking a lot of their, what are those things called? Their resolutions.
Yeah.
They're thinking of their resolutions. And I don't do resolutions. I do like regrets. I kind of, at the end of each year, I sit down and it's like tomato. The result's the same. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. Like most people look at it like, this is what I would love to do next year. I'm like, I did this shit this year and I hated it. And I don't want to do that again. And so I write down my regrets. And then I guess the resolution portion is I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that next year.
Yeah, because you're always working on it. It's like, how don't you want to work on it? You don't want to work on it this way because it might not.
You mean like just we're always working on your resolutions?
Yeah.
So
in a sense.
There's also obviously this group of people that don't do resolutions. And I've heard the reasoning of, well, you're just setting yourself up for failure. And I'm like, dude, but you're saying it's better not to try at all than to try and fail at it? Because you're always moving a little, even though you keep failing. It's like if you started going to the gym and then you stopped after a month, it's like you still worked out a month.
Right.
That did something. But we just got a bunch of babies now, dude. I just feel so bad when I fail. It just hurts my feelings. I'm just not going to try. That sounds like toddlers. When toddlers like, nah, I'm going to lose anyway. He's gonna get out there and do it.
Get on that tree.
Climb that tree. I'm only 3, Mom. Oh, man. But I don't know. I guess So when I was looking at my regrets, I started thinking about, like, mine always each year is like, oh, man, I wish I hadn't worked so much. And I've been trying to get out of it wasn't a selected field. It's like a thrown on you field. It fell in your lap field. Like, oh, I can make money doing this. So I do house cleaning. I'm good at it. That's the problem, is when you're really good at something and then you can't get out of it. Because you're like, well, I'm not as good as I am at cleaning. So that's kind of always I'm going to try to, I guess it's being more intentional with your time. I don't think my job's bad. It's just not a job of, what do you call that when you have a job that you, a passion?
Yeah.
A passion job. But also, like, who really has a passion job? Not many people. I wish more people did. But my job's not bad. There's definitely worse out there. But that's always my mentality. Instead of being like, oh, I could do better, I'm like, well, there's worse.
There's worse things out there,
There's worse things out there.
I mean, that, in a way, that's a positive thing to look at.
I guess. You see? So then I started thinking about my jobs in general. And I started reminiscing on past endeavors. And I've had a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Hey, listen, millionaires don't become millionaires by just like they had their first idea and it worked. That's the people that you hear. They never tried anything. They got so lucky. Most people tried a lot of stuff before something worked.
How many times do you think the average millionaire tried in their life?
I read it and I can't remember. It was something really high, like 30. Had like 30 business endeavors. On average, they file something like 2 or 3 bankruptcies before they make it. I'm not there yet, so maybe that's why. Maybe I need to file the bankruptcy if I want this to happen. But yeah, I mean, how many things did inventors since forever try? Like anybody who's like an inventor right now would be
right now.
Yeah, I guess like Tesla, their company
Elon.
Elon, they're kind of like, he's like an inventor. Okay, so he obviously has new products that are coming out that seem to work really well. He already has his brand name though. But how many things do you think he's tried that didn't work? And they're like, nah, we're not going to try this anymore.
Yeah.
There had to be hundreds in his lifespan that he's tried to invent that didn't work or was just a waste of time.
You never fell as if you never closed it down.
I think this is a really bad example. I think Tesla's a really bad example. I don't know who came up with that. That was a bad example. But yeah, I was thinking about all the job endeavors. I was like, you know what? Because we were laughing when me and you were talking about it, Giuseppe. And I was like, this is nuts, thinking about all these different things I've tried. And I was like, you know what? I should just talk about it on the pod. Because people are going to be like, there's no way that's true. She wasn't doing that.
Oh, shit. She was trying to sell vape pens. And
There's so many, man. This is I don't know if I can remember all of them. And they're not all failed. Definitely lots of failures, but I genuinely can say, and I know this sounds very cliche, I can genuinely say I actually learned something from all of them. So I don't really have regrets on any of them. Like, oh, I regret wasting my time on that, or I regret working there. Yeah, I think I learned stuff from all of them. Sometimes really weird things to learn. Sometimes hard things to
I
learn.
think they're just business skills. So
Yeah, they're business skills. And it's like the businesses I do have currently, it's not that I'm a failure. The businesses do really well. You have your main business that's making you income. So I have my main business cleaning, making income. But you have to be finding your break.
The break, yeah.
You have to find the break. So I'm always trying things on the outside skirts of, I always have my money maker. That's set. And then I guess I should say the bill payer. I got the bill payer, not the money maker. And then I have all of these, let's try this. And they're fun. You always learn things with them. But yeah, so I've always, what were we talking about before that? We were talking about the businesses, right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. But there was something I asked you. I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. But I was saying, yeah, we were talking about the business. I was like, okay, I should just share this on the podcast. And so I guess we're just going to I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I've always had, I've only ever, I was thinking about this too, considering the amount of work that I've done in different fields or attempted, I've never really worked for someone else. One time, pretty much. And I was trying to think, it's always been independent stuff.
Yeah.
You know how there's like fields that are good for like more ideal for women and fields that are more ideal for men?
Yeah.
Job wise. I believe there's certain fields that just personality wise, or even just like your body, your biology
Yeah.
is better for men and some that are better for women. Mine is just, I can do a lot of different jobs as long as I'm not doing it for someone else. So mine is just like, no boss. X to bosses. I had boss like, I guess once, kind of twice. But you know, being a business owner, it's kind of like your clients are your boss.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to bow down to the client, you know. And they can be rude and scream at you, and you're like, okay, sure, no problem. To keep on getting the money.
Yeah.
So you have, you know, it's different. But ultimately, at the end of the day, and I've done it a lot, when I'm like, okay, I really don't like this person. Bye-bye. I'm not working with you anymore. You can't do that with a boss unless you're just leaving your job. So it's probably also my personality. I've always kind of had like very personality-wise, socially, like very masculine tendencies. And so don't mean masculine like because I wake up and smoke a Marlboro and cook my steak in the morning. It's more so like maybe communication. Is that what you'd call it?
Maybe communication. No, it's straightforwardness, maybe.
Yeah, that would maybe be considered communication. People get quite offended around me or think I'm being rude. So if we go like, let's bring it back like way back to the first. And I think my first job, this was a cool one, dude. My first job was, I was about 8 and I was just, my parents used to shop at this discount store where they sold like food that was past the best buy date but not the expired date. Yeah. And they'd sell it to you for like a fraction of the cost. Or sometimes it's just bulk items or items like the boxes were dented but they weren't even expired yet. It was just weird. It was just a discount food store. Yeah. So I used to rummage around in there sometimes, and I came across one time these like boxes of perfect quality chocolate bars, like the big mega size symphony bars. And I don't know, something about like, there was nothing wrong with them. First of all, like even the boxes weren't dented. And I asked the lady, like, what's up with these chocolates, you know? And she was like, oh, it's just like bulk. They ordered too many. The company wouldn't take it back. The store didn't want to take it. And so they just gave it to us at a discounted price. And I don't know, dude, there was just something about like the look of these boxes. They were just so perfectly organized. Like there was like 50 of these chocolate bars in a box. And there was nothing wrong with them. It was so cheap. I think it was a box of 50 was $20. It was like 21 something after you paid some weird fee to go with it. And I sat there and I was like, they sell these for $1.79 at Walmart. And I was like, I can sell these for $1. And I'd be more than doubling my money on each box. So that was the easy part. I was like, okay, dude, like they had like 4 boxes and I got all 4 boxes. Got all of them. Mm-hmm. And then the thing was like, okay, well, like where do I sell these though? So I just started walking around in my neighborhood and I was like knocking on doors, but I didn't realize that people were going to be like, what is this for? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I got asked, like, are you in the Girl Scouts? And I was like, I'm not allowed to be a part of the Girl Scouts. And they're like, okay, like, what is this for? And I'm like, I'm just selling chocolate. I literally had a person one day ask me, like, do you need food? And I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm trying to sell chocolate. What do you mean do I need food? So that didn't last. I did that one time, and it was just, it was such a bad response. It was really cringy. It was just bad. And so I was like, okay, I can't sell them this way. And so I came up with the best idea. We went to church a lot, like every day. And so on Sundays and Wednesdays, we would have like tons of people there and they would also hang out afterwards. I was like, dude, I can bring this shit to church. And all the other kids are going to buy it. Mm-hmm. So I started doing it and I was like selling out. Every service. I went back to the store and I just started like packs of gum, suckers, like just every candy they had. I even at one point think I was selling like protein bars. And I was just buying this stuff because it was at like a 25%, of the retail value. Do you know what happened?
Wow.
There was two things that happened because that was a good job. Like I was making money on it and it was easy.
Yeah.
First, what happened was some other kids at the church got wind of where I was buying it.
Mm-hmm.
They went.
And bought 'em.
These assholes went and bought. Their parents took them.
Yeah.
To this store and bought them my same product. So I was showing up over at the discount grocery store and they didn't have my products.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd show up at church and the kids were selling them. And they undercut me. And I was like, you idiots, nobody wants to deal with change because they were doing 75 cents. Yeah. People don't want change. There was so much stress around it. And I don't know why, like if they were just bad with money and people, they still bought from me. Even with these kids selling it at a discounted rate. And I don't even know how it makes sense, but they still bought from me. But that was like the first started kind of like this turf war thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, this is crazy, dude. The church leaders told me I had to shut it down.
What? Because
they said that there's something in the Bible that they had like Jesus came in and they had turned the house of God into selling shit.
Yeah.
They shut me down.
Yeah.
You know why? They had this jug that they would put dollar bills and coins in. I bet they were thinking this is all the coins and dollar bills people would be putting in that jug.
Now and
instead they're buying candy with it.
Yeah, you're taking a cut. Cut of their.
They wanted their cut. I should have offered them 25% or something. You know what I mean? They probably would have went on with it. So that was the first one. I had a good run though. And then there was some funny stuff that would happen sometimes. Like I remember one time there was this major press incident because I didn't realize I had got a bad shipment and they were expired. Mm-hmm. And people started bringing their stuff back and wanting refunds, but I couldn't take the product back to the store.
Because it was open.
And also sometimes people wouldn't bring the stuff back, but they were probably telling the truth because there were so many complaints that it was like bad.
Yeah.
That messed me up for a while. And then it was just everyone was checking the expiration dates when they'd buy it from me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, dude, it was just kind of embarrassing whenever you're like this 8-year-old kind of like having to ask people if they want to buy stuff from you for cheap amounts. And you have to be a salesperson. And then they're like, let me check the expiration. You're selling me expired stuff. So that was the first one.
So what was business lesson number 1?
What was a business lesson on that one?
Yeah, that was don't deal with change.
Don't deal with change. No, it's like dream bigger.
Right.
Because with that one, when the church didn't work, I just was like, okay, well, this is done with. That was a good run. I should have thought, I don't know.
Maybe I can sell it outside.
Right? Sell outside the church in the parking lot. Just go from vehicle to vehicle.
No, just go to the end of the street. That way everybody just funnels in. Because the street's so tiny.
We'll meet you down the block.
You stop them.
Show up 10 minutes before service. And then also there were complaints that people were eating candy and stuff during the church service. And they didn't want people eat. I'm like, dude, we're here for like 4 hours. At least we can eat a Snickers bar. Like, it keeps us awake and keeps us paying attention. Then after that, I guess the next one was I worked on a blueberry farm.
Okay.
That was, I guess I did that when I was around 9 to like 11 because it was only during the summers. There was like some really big downfalls to that job. One was that you had to get up at 5 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah. And I would pick a gallon of blueberries. This isn't really a business though. This was a job. This is what I said. It was kind of like another job I had that was kind of working for someone else because like ultimately I didn't have to go. It was a choice to go, but it was working for a farm.
Yeah.
Like they were your boss in the sense you got dropped off. Like, So you know how you see like those Latinos at Home Depot?
Yeah.
And they wait there to get picked up. So like we'd get dropped off on the side of the road and this big white van would come pick us up. It was like a 15 passenger van. And it would come pick us
How
up.
old were you?
I was like 9. I was 9. And my little sister Leah did it sometimes and she was like 7 or 8.
How long did you do this for?
Like how long per day?
No, but for how long? How many days?
You would do it in the summer for a couple months. You would just do it during the weekdays. There's really just like a couple months of good harvesting time for blueberries.
So, do you go every year?
Yeah, it was only 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just I got the job when I was like 9, and then I moved to the Dominican like when I was 12 or about to be 13, and so it was just those 2 or 3 years, whatever that was.
Okay.
Because yeah, I was almost 10, I guess, maybe my first season. But yeah, you get picked up though, like on the side of the road. They'd be like, because they had the farm. What happened was it was like farms would go to other farms. You know, those like pick your own apple places. So there was pick your own blueberry places, but they would have a lot of blueberries that never got picked. And so they would make deals with other farms like, you know, if you want to come pick these blueberries, we'll sell them to you for this huge discounted rate. And then you resell it. And so these people had their own blueberry farm that we would pick on their farm sometimes. But then we would also go to this other farm. So when we went to the other farm, they would just be like, meet us down at the end, like the entrance to the farm, which was like a mile down the road. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, just get dropped off and wait for us there. And we'll pick you up in the morning and go to that other farm. Because the other farm was like a 30-minute drive. And so you would have gallon buckets. They were like this tall, I guess. And what you did is you wore a belt. And you put the gallon bucket handled through the belt, and you'd have one on each side. And you'd push them around to the front. So you'd have them hanging on this belt from the handles. And they'd just hang in front of you, like in front of your legs. And that way you could pick with both hands. And they would go down into the bucket. And you only did it like 5 hours a day. But dude, if I was lucky, I got 2 buckets. I was so slow. One time I passed out and they had to like carry me to the van and they made me drink orange juice and stuff. Because it would get real hot. That's why you typically, you know, I was like waiting at the bus stop usually at like 6:30. So I usually got up at 5:30.
Damn.
So that one wasn't really a business, but made some money. And sometimes if you were lucky, you'd get a lucky day where you could sort the blueberries.
Oh, yeah.
And that was when they would take all the blueberries back to the barn, but the barn was air conditioned. And you'd sort through the blueberries and you'd pack them into packages and take out bad looking ones and things like that. And that was a fun job. Mm-hmm. You'd get paid by the hour and it was easier. So that was the second job. What did I learn from that job? I don't know. I learned how to get up early, I guess. I hated it, man. I hated getting up that early so much. But
still do.
Yeah, I've never been a morning person. And people are like, oh, if you keep doing it after a couple weeks, you get used to it. It's like, nah, not me. I can get up at 5 a.m. for 2 years straight and still hate it. And my body still doesn't want to wake up and get out of bed. It doesn't get used to it. But I have a non-morning body. Then we move on. What did I do after that? I was always doing things to make money, like the selling candy things. I started cleaning houses when I was 12 or 13. So really once I turned 13 is when I started like kind of making some businesses, because I was making a lot of trips to and from the U.S. and Dominican. And so you can always bring stuff from the Dominican here that's like a niche or whatever. Nobody has it. And you can sell it here. And then same thing, you could take stuff from here to the Dominican and sell it. So I remember one time taking down like a bunch of perfumes, because there was this store here that you could buy these perfumes for $5. Yeah. Like a regular, I mean, I'm sure it was crappy, but a regular bottle of perfume that looked like it was fancy for $5. And perfume in the Dominican is really expensive. And I was like, oh man, I can sell these easy for $25 in the Dominican. Mm. I brought down a suitcase of about 40 bottles of perfume. I never sold one. It was horrible, dude. It was so bad. I mean, like, I guess I forgot that I lived on the border of Haiti and who the hell is buying perfume? Like, nobody's got money. So then I was like, okay, I got to figure out, like, there's no market here. And so I first went to a local barber shop and told the guy, like, hey, if you can sell these perfumes here at the barber shop, I'll give you, like, half the profits. Oh, yeah, I can sell all those. And I said, well, let me just give you, like, he's like, just give me all the bottles. And I was like, I don't really know this guy. It's like, I don't want to give you all the bottles. And there was kind of this really weird, uncomfortable thing. And I was like, listen, I'll just drop off like 5 or 10. Well, give me 10. The fucker stole them. He stole the perfumes. So I lost 10 there. And I was like, so glad I didn't take all of them. It was like 8 or 10. He stole them. Then he was like, I don't know what happened to those. And then at other times he's like, oh, I sold those. I paid you though. So those were just gone. And then I had the bright idea to be like, Giuseppe, you live in Santo Domingo, which is the city. Why don't you try and sell these perfumes there? What, did you lose them? What did you do with them?
I don't remember it.
They're just these perfumes. I lost so much money on these. I lost all the money I bought the perfumes. So what was that? $250? Because I bought like 50 bottles of them.
Yeah, it's a total loss.
Plus the shipping down. Because I lost. I was so upset about these perfumes. So that one I learned a lot not to trust other people to do anything for you. Because everyone's a freaking thief. I just kept giving them to different people to sell. I think Hassana, your cousin, ended up with some of them.
Then she was selling them and nobody wanted to buy them. I don't know.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like then apart from like the distribution issue was they were really bad quality perfumes.
Wanted to buy that shit.
They were really bad quality. That one failed. But some of them that worked pretty well was I would bring jewelry and handmade knickknacks from the Dominican and sell them in the U.S. So the Dominican has, the clay dolls that we make without the faces on them, and they sit like on cinnamon sticks and stuff like that. And they're pretty little. They've got these big fluffy dresses that are colorful. That was a good business. That was a good business because I could buy those between $2 and $5, and I would sell them in the States easy for $30. And my only issue was I never had enough product because I would often have issues when I went back to, because they wanted like the actual handmade ones, not the ones that you go to like a mega store and it's just the same generic one 50 times. And so I had issues keeping that stocked. But that was a really good business. That one was good. I also brought coffee back to the U.S. There was this weird thing. So one time we brought back a bunch of Dominican coffee and we'd sell it when we went to churches. Like when we went to churches to raise money to go back to the Dominican, we would bring coffee from the Dominican as like a fundraiser and sell it. And it was like like $10 a bag, I think. And I remember sometimes, though, these people at these church were just so out of it. They would just come by and be grabbing them. Thanks so much. And walking out the building. And we were all just like, I don't know, just so uncomfortable. And you didn't want to be like, oh, we're actually selling that. And it happened a lot of times. They would just come by and grab me like, oh, thank you so much. And it's like, you really think that we're just here asking for money but handing out bags of coffee?
Free coffee.
Free coffee. But I did that also like not at churches, just selling it. Though, I just had all these random little ones growing up. They were never really major. Then I got pregnant after, I was 18 or 19. And I was like really sick and at home. And I was like, dude, I got to do something at home. And I had this really good idea to make soap and sell it. And I had Violet Suds. Yeah. Violet Suds. I lost so much money on that too, dude. I bought so much soap making stuff and molds and scents, and I made bath bombs. The bath bombs were really good. The bath bombs worked really well. The soaps, just like they weren't good quality because it's like I didn't have a lot of money And so I was just buying like glycerin instead of like shea or coconut. And it was just dry your skin out so bad. I remember somebody being like, my husband has eczema. What can I do? And I was like, oh, I got an oatmeal one. And they were like, it dried his skin out so bad. And then I was like, I don't know. Like, why are you buying soap from me? And so that one, I got like annoyed by.
That one you just didn't know better. Use low quality stuff.
No, because there was a point when I was like, this stuff kind of sucks.
And you still make it.
But I already made it all, and what am I going to do with it? And so I was like, I'll just sell it for like half price. Because if they're paying $4, like, it's kind of on them. What do they expect for $4? So that one, yeah, the bath bombs were really good. The bath bombs actually worked really well. I liked those. But the soaps. And then I started doing, you could get like, no one wanted to pay. Was one of the main issues was nobody wanted to pay. Like I had bars of soap for $3 and nobody wanted to buy them. And so that's why I was like, okay, nobody's buying anything. I got to save money on ingredients. And so it was such a horrible, I don't even know how long that lasted. I made a Facebook page for it. I was posting like videos and pictures of all the products. That one was, the soap was bad. The soap was really bad. But now I know how to make good soap. It's really just the quality of the ingredients. It was just the quality of the ingredients. Because if it was better ingredients, like they smelt good, but they just, like, I don't know. I don't even know what was in that making it feel so bad on your hands. And then what did I do after that? It's like, but this is the thing. Often, like, I don't know what it is with me that I don't feel embarrassed or like a failure. Because even sometimes I talk to people at business I had and they're like, what happened to him? I'm like, I just didn't, it sucked. It didn't work. Yeah. And they're like, I'm so sorry that happened. And I'm like,
nah, dude. Gotta cut your losses sometimes.
Or they almost feel like secondhand embarrassment that you failed at it. And I'm like, dude, like, maybe I should feel more embarrassed about it. I'm like, I tried. What was after that? Was it the vape shop?
Nah, wait.
That was
to the vape shop?
Yeah. No. Personal cooking for people.
Cooking for people, yeah.
Yeah. That was an embarrassing one. That one was a little embarrassing because I sent menus out to all of my company's clients for cleaning with food menus and said, well, when I'm done cleaning your house, I can cook you food.
Yeah.
And nobody did. They were all very confused by this. They were like, I don't understand. Like, what is this?
I clean my bathroom and then cook.
And they cook. And I remember being like, well, often it's better to let me cook first and then I'll clean so the whole house is left clean after I leave. And then they're like, but the food's going to be cold. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. It was such a bad. So I actually did have one person do it and they really liked it. But overall, that was just, I don't know. I don't know where that I feel like that was a you idea. I think that was a you idea. Like, oh, you could cook for clients.
And every time something goes...
Every time it goes wrong, it was Giuseppe.
That wasn't a me idea for sure.
I was like, I can even do meal prep. And the same people that don't cook for themselves, even if you have meal prep, they're just going to go eat out.
It's not a good one.
And that's what they say. It's like, I just ate out anyway. And I was like, oh my God. That one was a little cringy. Mm-hmm. Just because of the fact of like how I sent these menus out to all of our business clients for house cleaning. It was like family spaghetti dinner, $40. Oh, dude, that's so good. But I do cook really well. I feel like if there was a way to I like cooking for people too. If there's a way to like get my food to people, then I think people would buy it. But if you don't know me or you don't know how good the food, like, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna?
What will you care?
Well, also, like, if a stranger or my
Yeah.
cleaning lady was like, hey, I can cook you dinner, I'd be like, I
No.
don't know. Like, then it's weird because what if they cook bad and then they still have to clean your house, but you're like, I don't want your food anymore.
Right? I remember that.
Yeah. So that was one. I did staging. That one wasn't bad. I've done staging a bit over the
Yeah, but
years.
that one wasn't a business necessarily.
Oh, I made up a resume for it. My resume had all this information about all the staging I had done and for how many years I had done it, and that was made up. But you know how many people hired me to stage and it worked really well?
Yeah.
I had, I guess, 3 different times I did staging.
It's just a business you kind of have to run at a loss sometimes because you have to buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, thankfully I never had to buy anything.
You-
Well, no,
luckily.
I did. I did have to sometimes buy small things like decor or different dishes if the style of the house. Like there's one house I had to buy dishes for. But it's not when you get into these $1 million houses, definitely there's a little bit, but not really. It's really easy.
Mhm.
Because all it is most people look at an empty space and they don't have enough creativity to picture that space different than what it is empty.
Mhm.
And so you just have to put an idea in their mind. Because when they see that idea, then they'd be like, oh, actually, maybe if the sofa was right here instead of there. When there's no sofa, they're just, oh, I don't know if I like this space. It's really weird.
How big should the sofa be?
How big should the sofa be?
Yeah, like, and they don't know how to stage it,
Oh,
so-
yeah. Sorry. I thought you were asking me in general, like, how big should a sofa be in a house? And I was like,
Sure.
that one I kind of liked. It was just like few and far between. But that one I liked. I did pretty well at, and they had got lots of compliments on it. And I worked at King Soopers. That wasn't a business though. So I have worked for someone else.
That was number 2. You said you had 2 of them.
No, because the first one was the Blueberry Farm. Then when I first moved to Colorado, it was the month after I turned 18, and I got a job at a cleaning company.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I was sexually harassed. I was overworked, underpaid. And I was like, this is exactly why I don't work for anyone else. It's a horrible job. But no, it worked out well because I'm such a good employee or just a good worker in general. They gave me a car. They gave me a manager position. So it was nice in certain ways because when we went to houses, I got to choose what I wanted to clean and got to tell everyone else what to clean. So it was like, but that had to do with me, not them. Like that wasn't because they were good employers. That was just because I'm like, and I speak Spanish and I speak English and I'm super reliable. I did that guy dirty though. What I did was, because I was really annoyed. He was a big old jerk and just a weird guy. And what I did with that job was I had the vehicle, the company vehicle. Oh, that had like a business phone through them.
Mhm.
Like an iPhone or Android or something. I don't remember what it was. And so I always had Sundays off and mostly had Saturdays off. And he really annoyed me. Giuseppe, you had an immigration appointment for your visa.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him right when I got notification of the appointment. So it was at least 3 weeks in advance. And I never asked for days off. And I always worked overtime. I would I would go like 2, 3 in the morning going into the office and doing stuff for them, like always working all the time. And it was at least a 3-week notice. I think it was more like a month, but definitely 3 weeks. You had an appointment. I had to be there, and he wouldn't give me the day off for it.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, that's fine. What I did was I waited because that appointment was like on a Monday
Mhm.
and Sunday night. So I got to keep the car all weekend,
Mhm.
the company car. I waited till Sunday night and I just went and I dropped the vehicle off at his office, locked it. I knew where the drop box was. I dropped the keys in the drop box, dropped off the phone, and then I texted him and said, hey, I quit. I left, your stuff at the office. Do you know what he replied back?
What?
It's my wife's fucking birthday. You're really going to do this on my wife's birthday?
Oh my God. It's his wife's birthday.
He was such a jerk. They got divorced shortly after that. Not surprising.
He misses her birthday.
I don't know. He was just like so self-involved, like, and I literally told him, I said, well, I have an immigration appointment I have to go to tomorrow. It's like, it would have been so easy to just give me the day off.
Just give you the day off.
The sad thing is I probably would have kept working for him. So honestly, I look back at it and think like, it was really good that because it needed to be something kind of extreme like that for me to quit.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that actually happened. Then I'm trying to think. I think after that's the vape shop. I think. I know there was like little things, but I don't know if they were necessarily businesses. I think they were just like, I don't know, weird things like painting people's houses or moving people, like packing them up and moving them to new houses, unpacking, lots of organizing, like building garage shelves. Just random, there were random jobs or gigs. Those weren't necessarily businesses.
Yeah.
I think the next one was the vape shop.
Yeah.
That one kind of borderline fell on some ethical issues.
Rather than, not because there was money in it. It's just rather the...
No, I mean, like, I'm really against vaping. And the whole time, like, I don't, like, got into this running a vape. So we ended up, I had an entire vape shop in the Dominican, a whole building, got it remodeled, painted, all this signage outside, the AC, remember, got AC installed, had to get electricians out there, buy a ton of product, run, it turned into a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could have been really good. I think.
It could have been. Yeah.
I think it could, because what it was it's in the Dominican. I don't know. Do we have those here? Like vape parlors?
Yeah.
Where you just go and hang out and vape?
Oh, no. Not like that, but you do have places.
So.
You have hookah places, I think.
Yeah, it's like a hookah lounge, but for vaping.
Yeah.
I think we had a hookah. How do you call it? Hookah? How do you say it in English?
I don't think you have an English. It's hookah.
Oh, it's just hookah. I thought that was Spanish.
Nah.
Because I just realized, like, until this moment, I've never said it in English. I've only ever talked about it in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we even had one time, because remember we had to pay a fee to rent one?
Yeah.
And had like a hookah party. That place actually, so what it is just like a smoke lounge that people just hang out in there and vape, and there's music, and we would have alcohol in there for sale. It's like a little, I don't know what you call that.
Lounge.
A little lounge.
Yeah.
And the guy stole all the stuff again. But it was also kind of like borderline because, I don't know, it's like I'm very much for people have the freedom to choose what they want to do, but I'm really against vaping, especially when it's young people, and most of the people were young going there. I never felt good about that business. But yeah, that one I learned again, which I tend to learn a lot. Don't do business with other people. Just don't do it. Then there was the Etsy t-shirt shop.
Mm-hmm.
What are we at right now? 8?
I lost count.
I lost count. We had an Etsy t-shirt shop. That was fun. I enjoyed that one. And it was doing fine, but it just... We did that for... How long do you think we did that for? Giuseppe?
4 months?
It was minimum 6.
Do we do 6?
Definitely did 6. Because we were like, let's do 12 months and see how it goes. And I remember being over halfway there. We didn't do the 12 months. So I'll tell you that. It was a fun, But that's like got to be a hobby because it takes a long time. Like we made cells, and it was the cool thing was like the thing that kind of made you feel good was all the cells were off of your original t-shirt ideas, off of our original t-shirt ideas. Because essentially what you do is you just go on and you find what's trending and you make a similar version of that. So most of your stuff is just what everyone else is selling. And it's print on demand. So then they just order it and you send it directly to your manufacturer and then it ships to the people. Now you know what print on demand is. But the ones that sold the best were the ones like, because we put a lot of our own designs on there and we had some pretty cool ones.
Yeah.
I liked making them. We got a few of them ourselves. But I don't know. It was like a lot of time. And I think that's something like you have to enjoy doing. Because it was just like, after a while, it was just like kind of mind numbing to just be editing shirt designs for like hours every night. And I was just like, I kept thinking the whole time, like, I don't know. I like could be cleaning someone's house and making a lot more money than this. And so that one, yeah, it was like 6. But the cool thing is I still have the manufacturing account so I can order my own t-shirts at bulk rates.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from that business. Yeah, you learn stuff from all of them because I learned a lot about SEO and how to run Etsy accounts and market trends and researching all that stuff because I did it manually because I wasn't going to pay to get all the market research. So I was doing it manually. So yeah, I learned a lot from there. And also it was cool to learn how to do the designs on the shirts and send in the orders. That was a fun one. The funny thing is most of our orders were from the UK. Most of the orders that we got for t-shirts were from the UK. And I thought that was funny. I wonder if they like in the UK ban shirts because most of the ones that we were selling were pretty raunchy kind of borderline shirts. So I wonder if there's some type of bans that you can't make those shirts there, but you can order them if they're from a different country or something. Oh man, there's other one. Oh, I had the ice cream truck. That one went well too. Yeah. So they're not all bad. Had a food truck, ice cream truck with my sister. And I sold Larimar jewelry. That one was good because that was an interesting one. That one was interesting because that's when you really learned and understood that something is worth as much as someone will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would run into people sometimes. So Larimar is this really pretty blue stone that's found, I think, exclusively in the Dominican. There's similar looking stones in other countries, but not exactly the same. And it kind of looks, because it's created from like the water, I think, of the ocean passing back and forth. So this stone kind of looks like when you're looking down in seawater, how it's kind of wavy and kind of disoriented. And it's pretty light ocean blue, and it'll have darker tones in it. Really beautiful stone. Sometimes you'd run across people that didn't want to pay $10 for a pendant. They didn't even want to pay $10 for it. And you'd have to be, this is only found in the Dominican. You can't find it anywhere else. And always, anyone that's ever been to the Dominicans knows that since like 30 years ago, the mines are running out. There's no more Larimar. It all ran out. And so I'm sure it is becoming like more difficult to find, but so far it's never ran out. And so you tell them, it's running out, and they just weren't gonna buy it. And then you had these other people who they'd pay you $100 for a pendant because you'd say, it's this and that, and they saw the value in it, I guess. So that was a tough one because it was hit and miss, but you definitely learned a lot of sales skills. Because some of them you had to turn it towards like, the money that you're paying for this is helping people in third world countries with jobs. So sometimes you'd have to kind of make it, there's a meaning behind buying this. Some of it was like, you're going to be the only person with this cool stone. But yeah, I know that there's a couple more like actual business ones, but I can't think of them right now. I was reading about this CEO that is suing this tech company. Oh God, what was her name? It's all over the news right now. It was like Catherine, I think was her name. Don't quote me on that. But she's suing this tech company because she claims that she was discriminated against for her being female. Okay, so are you listening? You're following along. She's suing the company for being discriminated against as a female, being discriminated against as a person with a disability, and being discriminated against for their sexual orientation, which you would think was because they were female. But surprise, surprise, they were actually non-binary. So first of all, how could you be discriminated against as non-binary if you're also at the same time suing because you were treated differently because you're a woman? Or vice versa. How could you say you were treated differently as a woman if you weren't a woman, you were non-binary?
Right.
Let's continue on. She was verbally assaulted and treated badly by her bosses because she was a woman. Do you want to know the funniest part of this story? I'm not joking. I know this sounds really cynical. I was reading this information like it was a comedy. It was making me laugh because it was so dumb. But she's serious. I mean, it's all over the news. I wish I could remember her names. Her name was like Catherine, I think.
Lowry.
Yeah, Catherine Lowry. And I always think these stories are so funny also because she apparently had been trying to sue them or something and she didn't win. So she felt like she needed to make it public so it didn't happen to anyone else. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wait, so if it wasn't proven and she didn't receive payment, what, now you're just going to go around defaming people?
That's what they do.
I guess their claims, their allegations. I don't know what happened. But the funniest thing is her boss that was doing all of this was a woman.
She was discriminated.
She said, listen, she said that this company makes it impossible for women to be promoted. Her boss was a woman. And she said, when she came out to her boss, who was a woman, as non-binary, this is the discrimination towards the sexual orientation was she made a look of disgust on her face. That's very subjective.
Right.
Like, what does that mean? I mean, it doesn't sound like it was a nice work environment, but I'm just looking through this stuff and it's getting out of hand. Like, I don't understand how you're suing for discrimination as being a female as well as being non-binary. Because you know, it's like she had to cover all of her bases.
The math ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing. And also, it's crazy. I was reading the wages on this lady, and it was like they agreed to sign up bonus of up to $750,000 and this, and they only gave her $500, and she's complaining about that. And they're saying that they fired her due to performance. And she's saying that she worked 80-hour weeks for 6 consecutive months. And I'm like, dude, imagine working 80 hours a week and still underperforming. Again, I'm not putting it past being a bad place to work. But it also is like, you got to make sense. You got to make sense in what you're saying. Because then it just, when there really are, and there are major issues with certain companies and women, it just makes us look dumb. Because she's not even a woman. She's non-binary. Then you get the Candace Owens of the world. And my God, I don't know how anyone can listen to Candace Owens for more than 15 seconds. Like, I know I'm tough to listen to, but I'm better to listen to than Candace Owens. There's no such thing as global warming. It's a fact. Just because you say it's a fact does not make it a fact. I guess it's a fact. Oh my God. And this whole, is it her saying that Erica Kirk is responsible for her husband's trying to kill her husband? It's like, first of all, if you were really best friends with, what was his name? Charlie Kirk. Like, why are you throwing his wife under the bus after he dies? Like, I don't think he'd be happy about that. And do you really think his wife had something to do with killing him? Like, what does she gain from that? Did they really gain a lot of followers from him being killed?
You get from getting... No, I don't know about that. I don't think it's in their best
I mean, it got
interest.
publicity for sure because it was everywhere. But did they gain a lot of, like, I don't know. Isn't Turning Point like a college?
No, it's a news.
Turning Point USA?
Yeah.
So who are like all these youth in Turning Point USA? Like all these young people.
I don't know.
I'm underinformed here. I thought Turning Point USA was some type of college or educational center.
I might be confused.
Oh, yeah. Maybe look that up because I thought Turning Point USA was some type of like college or educational program of sorts. What? I don't really know. What does it say? Because I thought you could enroll, but I could be making this up. You could probably just Google what is Turning Point USA.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just makes no sense to me. What is it?
It's an American nonprofit organization that advocates for conservative politics on high schools, colleges, and universities campuses. It was founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk and Bill Montgomery.
Okay, so it's a nonprofit group.
Like an advocacy.
An advocacy group
Yes,
for conservatives, and they go into high schools and colleges. Okay, that's probably where the college thing came from in my head. So it's like a propaganda, or, not necessarily. I guess if you believe it, it's not propaganda.
I mean, they have education.
Yeah, I knew there was some type of education involved. Okay, so, I mean, from him getting killed, do you think in any way that helped grow their foundation? I wonder if their numbers went up. I've heard just from media outlets, which I don't put much trust into any media outlet, but I did see headliners and such showing that there's a huge movement like they've never seen before since the murder of Charlie Kirk with young people and young conservatives. So it kind of insinuates like their following is growing.
Yeah, I mean, it is growing. It's growing really fast. I don't know about now. I'm assuming it is definitely, but let me look it up.
So I wonder if you could look up in Perplexity. No. in our what is it? Was it Joe Rogan called it our sponsor Perplexity? Has Turning Point USA made profits off the death of Charlie or something like that? Because it's just, I don't know how I even got on this. I guess I was talking about Candace Owens. She's so extreme, which extreme is good sometimes. Extreme is partially how she's made it. But I think that she talks a lot of just made up stuff. She'll say, I guess most people do that, but I think she does it more often than other people, which is why I dislike her.
Yeah.
I hear her often say, oh, it's just a fact. This is just a fact. And it's stuff that's 100% proven. Because, like, global warming is a fact. It's like the earth is getting warmer. You can't deny that the earth is getting warmer, that the glaciers are melting. Like, it's happening. you can have differing agreements and arguments on what you should do about it and what's causing it and how we can stop it, or if it's even possible to stop, and so on. But she just says global warming isn't a thing. It's not true. That's just one of the many things. And it's just, I don't know. It's like, I feel like you could stand her in front of a melting glacier and she's going to be like, yeah, well, it's melting, but global warming's not true.
Yeah. So, Turning Point USA has been described as the fastest growing organization of campus chapters in America. One of the most powerful conservative youth groups in the nation. So, it is growing. It's growing fast. And after his death, they,
Oh my God, is that their stock?
No. Subscriber base.
I was like, why weren't we investing in Turning Point USA? This graph has just like a 90-degree shot up.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was funny. Okay, so that's just their viewer count. Okay, but I mean, I guess that translates into more money.
But what is let's assume for an instance that they decided to kill him, which I'm not saying that I believe this BS, but they decided to kill him so they can get more popular. Yeah, they're gonna get more popular in the short term, but it was what it was because of him.
Also, that's also like a big risk. Like,
yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really making.
Let's
sense.
try killing him and see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe something will happen. Yeah, because the thing is, most people liked him.
Yeah,
he was like the face of.
I mean, they still have him in the board of directors. They haven't removed him from there yet. He's already.
I guess like they believe he's in heaven, so he's still.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know. Can't tell you that.
Yeah, it was weird how his wife, like the day after he died, is like, I'm stepping up. It's like, whoa, dude. Like, have you guys had the funeral? I'm stepping up now. Yeah, it's like, how do we get talking about? Oh, with Candace Owens. I don't know. Like, I think women should just be like telling the weather or something.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's going to be like, say, women should just be telling the weather on the news. Falling any deeper into this pit. So, yeah, I don't know how we get on these subjects of talking about this stuff, but we've been going for a while. How long have we been going?
About an hour or so.
About an hour talking about...
An hour and 6
talking
minutes.
about, hey, there were good runs. I enjoyed them. Like I said,
yeah,
I had experiences at all of those jobs.
And there are many more to come. Huh?
Oh yeah, we got some stuff in the works right now, baby. Always have something up our sleeves. Well, what was your favorite one, you think?
My favorite one? The one that made money?
The one that made money?
Yeah.
So none of them.
No, I think the shirt was my favorite overall. Again.
Don't even. You're so full of it. The shirts.
I mean, gonna comparing them to the other ones? Yeah.
The shirts.
Yeah.
Dude.
Comparing them to the other ones?
You bitched about the shirts a
lot. I bitched about the shirts. But comparing them to the other one,
it was fun. It was fun. I like coming up, just staying up until like 2 a.m. and the shirt seems so funny at 2 a.m.
I mean,
and then
that's what I'm saying. It's funny after you finish and you don't want to do the job.
We should put some of those shirts up for sale and share them on the pod.
I'll share them on the pod.
No, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm going to go through and see out of all of my followers and subscribers who interacts the most.
Yeah.
Okay? Huge giveaway. It's going to be the best giveaway ever. I'm going to find which follower, subscriber interacts the most, watches the most, posts the most, comments the most. And they're going to win a very special. Giuseppe, if I put my hands like this, can you insert a shirt?
Yeah. One shirt.
No, we got to choose it. And it's going to have my logo on it. So
Gotcha.
got to deal with that. But they can choose the color and the size.
Mm-hmm.
I'll announce next episode who it is. I have to go through. Can you do that, Jamie? Can you figure out who it is?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay. So comment a lot on this video. Follow and like.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. So, yeah, I think we'll call it. That was a pretty good one. That was a good run. We'll see you guys next week and check back in. See if you want the t-shirt. It's worth it. Come on. Come back. Just keep postponing these. We're going to find out next week. Come back.
In the sunlit cafe where the chatter hums.